So this is an introduction of how to add a card holder in our system and how to assign a card, add them to a group, and give them the proper access to the doors that you want. So first, we're going to go to Configure, and then we're going to go to Card Holder. So in here, Card Holder, you're just going to give a first name. I'm going to name it Alex. My last name will be BlueView. And I'm going to hit Add. All you need is a first and last name, but if you want to put a middle initial, employee ID, email, or cell phone, that is fine as well. So I'm going to click Add. So I get added to the right-hand side, and right now I'm only in the group All, which is a default group in our system where everybody gets added to. So once that person's added, you can select that person in the table and click Add Search Credentials at the very top. So here, all you have to focus on is the credential type, which is most likely a 26-bit prox card unless you know otherwise. And if it's a normal credential, make sure it's set on normal, which just allows the card to work as normal. And the card number of that fob or card that you want to assign them. So I'm just going to give a random one, 7689, and the facility code that came with the card or fob. So our default is 100, the ones we produce. So, and then I'm going to click Add because I want to activate this card immediately and I don't want it to expire. But you can change this if you want. So I'm going to click Add to add to the system, and if you know you did it right, when it gets added to the table below. And then I'm going to close this out, and also it'll populate right here. So to assign this person to a group, to give them the proper access, first we're going to go to Configure, and then Cardholder Permissions will be the screen to identify which group to add them to. So right now, I don't have the group All assigned to anyone right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign the group All to just that BlueView test door. And I'm going to allow 24/7 access. So I'm going to click Add. And we have a pop-up that says you're adding a permission to the All group, which is every card holder in the system. And it says, do you want to continue? You say yes. And that's only going to happen if you select the All group to gain access. So just did that for an example. I'm going to close out of the screen. If you want to restrict people and assign them to certain groups to gain access to different doors, we're gonna have to create a group first. So here we're going to name it BlueView Test and add this group to the system. So and then we're gonna see how it got populated. Nobody's in there right now. We're gonna close out of the screen and then go to Configure Group Member. And if you don't know, if you haven't paying attention, the configure screen is most likely where everything you're going to do, and it kind of goes in order. So now we're on group member. So under group member, we're going to go to BlueView Test, select that group to add people to, and we're going to add this Alex BlueView card holder that I just added. And you'll see it brings all the credentials that belong to that card holder into that group. So now I'm going to click Close. And if we want to set a certain time frame of when this group needs access to a door, it's under Shift. Under Shift, you're going to name the shift BlueView Test Access. Or you can name it, if you want to use the shift for multiple doors, you can name it Access 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., for example. And then you select the doors that you want. Monday through Friday. Also, you can name it for the days that you want. So M-F to make it easily readable on other pages. And then change the time to what the start time is 8 a.m. when they can start having access, and the end time is going to be 5 p.m. And then the shift type is going to be normal, and I'll explain the other ones in a different video, but normal is the one you want. Applies to normal, if you only want this group to have access during normal days and not holidays, exception days that you create. So, for example, July 4th, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, Memorial Day, stuff like that. So, we just want them to we just want that group of people, their card to start working only on normal days for now. And then we're going to click Add. Close out of that screen. So next, we're going to go to cardholder permissions. And since maybe you don't want everybody to gain access to the door BlueWave test, we're going to change this to just the BlueWave test group. And I only want them to gain access from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. And then I'm going to click Apply because I'm overwriting an existing records information. So here it is. And the last step is actually to just go to the activation tab up here. Excuse me. And you see how this door is not activated yet because we haven't pushed anything to it. So now that we're all done setting up the card holder, we're done with setting up the group, we're done with setting up the time parameters of when we want that group to gain access to, and we assign that shift to the group, to the door. And now we're on the final step, which is to just do an activation. So we're going to select that door, and we're going to leave incremental update unchecked, because what we're doing is we're pushing all the information to the door instead of just the new information, which is after this door is activated for the first time. After I click Activate Now, you'll see the door goes to a queued status, and then soon after it goes successful because I'm only adding one card. And if you had a lot of people, you would see a queued bar right here to tell you how many people are being uploaded and what number it's at, just in case you have a lot of people. But if you're just, after this one full update, you can check mark this door. If you're just adding card holders to the group and you're not messing with the shifts or card holder permissions, the configuration screen right here, adding or deleting permissions, you can check mark that door or the doors that are affected with the changes that you make by adding card holders to groups, and you can click Activate Now to only push the new information to the doors. But I haven't added anyone, so it's not going to add anything new. So yeah, so that's how you add a card holder, assign a card, create a group, add that person to that group, create a normal shift to allow that group access during the times you want, and how to assign that shift to that group to the doors that you want. Underneath the configuration tab, and you go to the activation tab to update after you're done with all your changes. You do this as the very last step, and to update your changes to the door. And that's how you do it.